Hi everybody, I'm Kelly Lord. This is my training partner, Louie. And today we're going to go over some defenses against a knife attack to the throat. We're going to go over two variations. One when the attack comes from behind, and one when the attack comes from the front. The reason I'm making this video today is because my 14-year-old nephew, Rex, who lives in Utah, was at his school eating in the cafeteria when an acquaintance or just a student that he worked or went to school with came up from behind him while he was sitting in the cafeteria eating, and he came from behind with a fake plastic knife. Tried to scare him. Thought it was funny. Kind of a bully move in my opinion. Not funny. Rex didn't think it was funny. I don't think it's funny. So this video is for him and for anyone else who might watch it to maybe learn something from it. A little bit about me. I'm a Sergeant First Class E7 in the US Army Infantry. So is Louie here. We were both drill sergeants together. A little bit of background. The 2020 Drill Sergeant of the Year for Fort Benning, and we're filming this currently in Columbus, Georgia, just outside of Fort Benning. I am a black belt in the Korean martial art Hapkido, which is a derivative from the Japanese form of Aikido, which the lineage for that goes all the way back to what was called Japanese Jujitsu. So at one point in time, Aikido and Jujitsu were one discipline, one martial art. And there were two friends that were drinking one night, and they were both martial art masters. The other friend got upset and got angry, drew his katana on the other friend and tried to cut him. Not wanting to kill his own friend, the founder of Aikido disarmed him without killing his buddy, because he realized his buddy was not in his right mind. So Aikido is kind of like the gentle way, a rough translation in it. Do is way. Hapkido is the Korean form that at the time, after World War II was over, the founder of Hapkido learned from the original Grand Master who started Aikido while he was there in Japan. Took it back to Korea, and that subsequently turned into Hapkido, which also has a lot of joint locks, and it's a little different than Taekwondo, which is basically Korean karate, or karate if you're a purist, or Ross Geller from Friends. So today, I'm going to use some of the skills and things that I've learned as a black belt in Hapkido. I am a blue belt in Japanese Jujitsu, and I'm currently training in the Gracie Jujitsu system to hopefully someday get belted as a black belt with them. But today, this is knife fighting or knife defense. We're not doing fighting. Knife defense against a front and rear attack. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first variation that we're going to do is a frontal attack. The guy is coming to you and putting, his knife up to your throat. Maybe has a hold of you. Maybe he's got, maybe I'm not wearing a gi. Maybe he's just got his hand on my shoulder. Now, a natural response, and that's something that you should do, is to put your hands up to kind of show that you're not a threat, all right? But it's also a disguised setup for your defense. When you do it, you don't want this knife coming to your left, his right, if he's holding it with the right hand. Because all you're doing, if I push this hand away, I'm just helping him slit my own throat. So we want this hand staying here. So when you put your hand up, you have one hand in between if you can. One hand for sure, at least on the outside. He's got to have the knife here, so you can definitely at least get one hand in on the outside, okay? And you want to make contact, spread those fingers, get that, L shape going on over his wrist, okay? So as you can see, right here. Now, first reaction, whoa, okay? Making contact with the wrist, our hand is up here. Now, these next few milliseconds are very crucial. You most likely will get cut. The knife is already up to your throat. So if this is a real knife and not just a plastic play toy, then just by the sheer amount of pressure, I could be bleeding right now, okay? But we don't want any more damage than already is happening. So to mitigate that as much as possible, when you have your hands up, this is a kind of simultaneous movement that has to happen, okay? First of all, you want to pin this knife down your chin. Pin with the chin, remember that. Pin with the chin, arm, wrist, your hand up, making contact with his wrist. You want to try, if you can, shoulders up, kind of like a boxer stance, right? And this is all happening really fast. I'm just kind of breaking it down step by step. Pin with the chin, shoulders up, answer the phone. You remember when you used to have like those old phones, or maybe you're holding your cell phone and you're like doing stuff with your hands. Hello? You're trying to attack me? Not today, fam. Okay, so one more time. Hands up. In between, one on the outside, one on the inside. Pin with the chin, answer the phone. Now, at this point, I want to blade my body. When I say blade, I'm opening up my shoulder so it's perpendicular, kind of teeing off. He's the top of the tee, I'm the line of the tee. His other hand, if at all possible, is going to come and secure his hand on the wrist and the inside. Thumb kind of pushing into this like meaty pocket right here, the webbing of the hand. Okay, but I'll say this, when your heart rate is past above 145 beats per second and your adrenaline's pumping, your prefrontal cortex, which is where you think, make logical decisions, it shuts down. Your animal brain, your amygdala, which is where the fight, flight, or freeze, and normally we don't rise to the occasion, we fall to our level of training. So it's really freeze, flee, and fight. And freezing is the majority response, especially for untrained people who just don't have that mental training, that muscle memory, hand-eye coordination, and the neural pathways that have been developed over years and years and years, hours and hours beating on your craft and training. All right, so if there's nothing programmed in there, if you're not like Matrix, like Neo in the Matrix getting plugged in and like you wake up and I know Kung Fu, you're going to go back to whatever is programmed in there. And if there's nothing programmed and you don't know anything, you're going to resort to freezing and just trying to do whatever you can to make this situation end. But unfortunately, the enemy always has a say. Isn't that what we always learn in the Army? The enemy always gets a decision, always gets to decide. So while we're making plans, they're doing stuff too. So we don't want to die today, and we want to try and survive. And this is not a situation where it's like a give me your money thing, and you're like, oh yeah, just take the money and run. Okay, well, not everybody wants your money. Because if this is a real attacker, I mean, we're in the infantry. We train every day to go to war and win our nation's wars. The enemy that we're fighting and training to fight doesn't want our money. They want our life. So we're not going to just hand over our life to them. And you got to be ballistic, you've got to be dynamic and explosive, and you've got to time it and make your opportunity happen. All right, make the most of it. So, all right. So we're back in there. Okay. Pin the chin. All right. Hands up, don't shoot. Pin the chin. Answer the phone. Hello. All right. Grabbing and not letting go. Okay. You can do it with one hand, but you want to secure. You want to limit the points of failure. All right. Any link or weakness in the chain will be exploited. So we want to kind of seal that chain off. Answered phone. Blade out. Okay? Pinning the chest. And as we're doing it, we are rotating over. Okay? All we want to do is just secure this. Like I said, fine motor skills are going to go out the window. And you just want to keep it there. And keep him... I'm doing stuff that's torquing on his wrist. Does that feel good?
Nope.
Yeah, no, okay. So as we're blading around, I'm grabbing onto here. I'm squeezing his hand. I'm just holding on for dear fucking life. Sorry for swearing. We blade down. We are rotating our hips. He's already being put in a position where he doesn't want to be. I'm keeping my shoulders up, chin down, try and keep this knife from cutting or stabbing into myself. All right. As we're doing this, we're rotating. I mean, I didn't even touch the knife, but he can't hold on to it anymore. Okay. And then I'm pinning him down. Can you get up?
Nope.
Okay, you can't get up. So, one more time. We're kind of standing around. Guy comes up. Whoa! All right. Hands up, don't shoot. You're grabbing and pinning. All right. It's all kind of happening at the same time. Pin the chin. Answer the phone. Rotate. Pull. Get the knee onto his chest. Right now, his hand can barely even hold on to this weapon. Okay? So, I'm actually going to rotate this down so you can see a little bit better. Alright, one more time for at full speed. Okay? Alright. You can't even hold on to it. Were you just trying to let me do that?
No.
All
So right. as soon as you pin my wrist and then you blade it out, at that point I have no control. So if you use that momentum going against me all the way down, that attacker would have no control over it.
Yeah. One of the key principles that you learn in Hapkido is circles. Okay? Everything is in circles. Real quick, here, put the knife down. I know, kind of, it might be very Napoleon Dynamite of me, kind of like, grab my arm, all right? No, my other arm, all right? So, no matter how someone, is that kind of like a natural way of grabbing?
Yeah.
let's say, I don't know, I can do grab, I can do anything you want, but normally people are like trying to, if you're like walking, they're like, hey, do it. All right, circles are very important in keeping your hand open. Extends and makes your wrist thicker. It makes your tendons and everything engage. And when I talk about circles, I'm talking about this arc as the first circle. Talking again about the weak link in the chain, all right? This is a weak link in his hand. Hold on as hard as possible, okay? That's it. Come on, hold on. Hold on tight, man. Am I letting you do that? Are you letting me do that?
Nope.
Okay, he's not letting me do that. That's the principle and the power of a circle movement to be able to capitalize and exploit a weak link in the chain. So, as we saw in this situation, frontal attack, hands up, all right? One on each side. We're pinning the chin, shoulders are up. We're trying to keep that low profile for the, low target of opportunity, low profile for that neck. And we are pinning that hand up. Answering the phone, hello, as we're sinking our hands in. We're not worried about like getting thumbs around and fine motor skills. All right, we just want to pin it there and maintain control. Because if he gets out, it's game over. Especially if he's amped up on adrenaline, maybe he's on drugs. It's not that easy. We're not teaching you how to knife fight here. Because there's a lot of people out there on YouTube teaching kind of BS knife fighting skills. Okay? We're not doing that. We want to maintain control and end this as quickly as possible. So as we go, answering the phone, we circle out. My hips, they're rotating. Okay? Rotate out, tee up, blade your body, and we're already maintaining control of the wrist. And rotating down. Always think in circles, spiraling down as you're going. Okay, so that's the frontal attack. We're going to simulate with this bench as if I am my 14-year-old nephew chilling out over lunch at the cafeteria, chatting with my friends. Okay, I'm unaware. I don't know if this kid's coming up behind me. Whoa, I now feel fear, adrenaline, prefrontal cortex shuts off, which is when you need it the most, but you don't have it. Amygdala kicks in. It's the reptilian brain, fight, flight, or freeze, but really it's like normally freeze, flight, run away, right? And then attack if there's no other option. Especially in this day and age, we teach kids that fighting is bad and defending yourself is bad and not to cause problems in school, right? So maybe in that moment, he's thinking all different kind of things. Maybe he doesn't know, he just wants the situation to end. He's a good kid, all right? So what does he do? We're kind of limited. We don't have any options. Our ability to rotate and use circles is impeded by the bench that we're sitting on. This is simulating him sitting at a cafeteria bench, right, at a table. It could be a picnic table, it could be anything. We're sitting down. Again, these 3 steps are the same as what I just taught for the frontal attack. You want to present a small target. All right, knife away. When you're in a fighting stance, like a boxer stance, they get their shoulders, they want to protect. They want to protect their chin. They want to protect, that's the knockout switch right there. You get that, you go night-night, right? They've got their shoulders up. They're looking forward, head chin tucked, okay? That's what you kind of have to replicate. You're keeping your chin guarded, all right? But this guy's coming from behind, he's playing dirty. This is not a boxing match. This is real life. So, all right, come back in. Initial response. You need to train yourself over and over again. When you feel someone from behind, chin tuck. All right? Chin tuck. Pin the chin, right? Pin the chin. Again, you don't want this hand going out. You don't want to push it away because literally I am just helping him slit my own throat. Pin the chin, hands come up. All right, as if you were getting into a fighter stance while sitting there. Fine motor skills, don't need them, don't got them. They're already shut down. Okay, they're on a union lunch break. Boom. I just want to pin this arm to me. I want to feel that pressure and that hand there. It's counterintuitive. It goes against all your instincts to want to keep the knife there, but you got to do it. You are safer, closer to it. It's like keep your friends close, well, keep your enemies closer. So you're here. Pin the chin, pin the arm and the wrist. What's next? Answer the phone. Pick up the phone. Hello? Now we're pinning, we're raising this shoulder up simultaneously. Pinning chin. This forearm is now kind of caught between us. We want to keep it that way. We do not want to get him out. We need to maintain with all our pressure. Even if you have to do kind of like a pin, an ab crunch, you want to get him off his balance. And you want to maintain pressure. So anything you can do, keep that, your face away from the blade. Boom, pin the chin, answer the phone, and now we're going to blade. So this time we're going to blade into our opponent. Now, you want to keep your knees loosey-goosey. You want to be up on the balls of your feet. Okay? Ultimately, you don't have time to think about all this stuff, but you really just want to be able to pivot on your rear end. So, again, up to this point, pin the chin, pin the wrist, answer the phone, pin that forearm, shoulder goes up. We're about to create space, and I'll show you, all right, what we're going to do to exploit and use that space. So now we're here, we're on the balls of our feet, we're maintaining control. Try and give me a little bit of resistance. Try and pull it up, really fight. Okay, he's gonna pull me off this bench before I let go of his arm. Is that accurate?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm here, rotate on my glutes. Now I'm holding on to him. Hey, Louis, where's this knife pointing right now?
My stomach.
Okay. Is that comfortable for you? Do you like that position now? He's now no longer the aggressor. I am in a more dominant position with the point of this knife. I'm maintaining control. As I'm going down, I'm going to try my best to get my wrist, my thumb, Coke bottle grip around the wrist, maintain control. If I don't want to kill this guy, and I'm in a school situation, Rex, I'm talking to you, bud, I could just jam this right into his stomach right now, okay? Maybe I kind of do, maybe get him back off, And now there's even more space. Okay? So now, I can't really do much. Because my feet are now, they've reached their left limit. And they're running into the bench. So I got to improvise and make do with what I've got, where I'm at. At this point, now that we have control of this wrist, our fingers are trying to kind of grab down. It's like a mountain climber grip. You're using your own fingers and his own knuckle ridge to kind of secure that position. Keep that chin tucked. Rotate in. Look at his stomach. Push. All right, are you giving this to me? Are you
No.
not giving it to me? Okay. Is this a comfortable position?
No.
Not a comfortable position. So now I have my wrist, Coke bottle grip around it. My other hand is still where it was the whole time when I first pinned the chin. Okay? I'm rotating around. Is this comfortable?
Nope.
Now, I'm going to use, now that I can't go any further with my knees and my legs, I got this knife kind of right here. So I want to kind of keep this in control and pull him in. Keep it out of my body. And he's got nowhere else to go really with this thing. So you're kind of naturally rotating around. Get that elbow and that forearm into the back of his deltoid right there, in his shoulder. Does that feel good?
Nope.
Did you let go of that? Or
No, I have no grip.
he's got no grip. Stand by, stay right there. All right, hold the knife again. We're here. Rotate. If he's trying to resist, and he probably will, okay, resist me, resist. Can you get up?
Nope.
Okay. What are your thoughts? I want to hear what you felt.
So, as a bully, right, I have the total expectation of bully is the other guy is just going to submit. So if you do that, once you gain total control, once you pinch my wrist and then he rotates, now at this point the other guy is in control of the situation, and most of the bullets would have no response to this, and you just use that momentum.
Okay, what did you feel at this point, right here?
At this point, I have no control of my wrist.
Okay, talk me through what you're feeling.
I'm still trying to get a hold of the knife, but then I can't move my arm anymore.
Okay, I am now rotating his wrist over and maintaining control. Can you really kind of fight and pull your arm out? Try and really pull it out.
No, I fight. So at this point, if you try to fight, you're gonna break your arm.
Okay. So now I don't want to bend over here because I could possibly poke myself. This is when I need to kind of keep it, slide the belt, kind of buckle the car seat, right? Slide it in, put the belt on. What are you feeling now?
I can still grip, but I have no control of my arm.
Okay. So now, as I'm rotating around, I'm pinning his arm with my torso against my leg. My legs are still seated down and kind of hitting against the bench. What are you feeling now?
I have no control of my arm.
No control. Can you resist and get up?
If I do, it's gonna break.
Okay, you're gonna break the arm.
Yep.
Now, I've kind of rotated around at this point. I'm pushing against that. There's a pressure point here.
Yep.
Do you feel that?
Yep.
Does it feel good?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. As I'm pushing down into that meaty web of the hand, pinning his arm, hold on to it. Don't let go. Hold on to it. Don't let go. I said not to let go. Can't not let go. All right. So we're gonna go one more time. I'm gonna talk through. Comes in. Hands up, right? Hands up. Kind of don't. Your boxer stance. You're just trying to pin that arm, right? Pin the chin. All right. Hands up. Don't shoot. Pin the chin. Answer the phone. Shoulder comes up. You're creating this arc of protection to try and get your shoulders back away. You're pushing that arm and the knife, trying to make it low profile. So again, hands up, don't shoot. Pin the chin. Answer the phone. Rotate. maintain control of that. Shrimp out. Pull. You know, put the belt on. Slide the arm across. You're pinning his arm between your torso and your thigh. And at this point, your hands are kind of just naturally rotating around to where you are maintaining control of it. And even if he is resisting, as you saw, you can wrestle until his own grip gets out. So let's do this one more time. Full speed. All right. So you can see that was action, full combat speed. Finger movements, little fine-tuned movements go out the window. Like I said, it doesn't look pretty when you're doing it. Okay? I think I even kind of scraped my own chin there with my own finger. Expect that you're probably going to get hurt, but hopefully you don't die. And at least if you're in the cafeteria, Rex, and some crap like that happens again, you can at least pin him there until a teacher or someone can go get help, can come over and take care of this situation. All right. So I want to thank my buddy Louie here for helping me out with this. If there is any truth to what I've said today and you can get any benefit out of it, I hope you can. And for Rex, I just want to finish up with the story real quick. When I was 12 years old, I went with my family to a roller rink. And I had never roller skated before. As I was going around the rink like a baby giraffe on roller skates, I was trying to make my way to the wall to kind of take a break. As I was coming around, I saw that my trajectory was kind of going to impact this older guy. He's probably in his 40s, had a beard, kind of unkempt hair. I was going to miss him, but for whatever reason, he looked at me and he lunged at me. And he took me to the ground, got on my back, and mind you, my face is now planted in the ground because I had to reach out and stop my fall, and now my arms are pinned. I felt something pressing in between my rib cage. It hurt. It felt sharp, and I felt pressure. I didn't know what it was. And this guy with his scratchy, sweaty beard and his alcohol-laced breath was yelling in my ear, "You're never going to do that to me again, are you, kid? You're never going to do that to me again." And in that moment, all I could do is lay there and take it. There was no, let me elbow him in the face, let me eye gouge him. Oh, if I was in that situation, I would have done, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I'll tell you what did happen is there was no escaping that situation when a full-grown man is putting his whole body weight and sinking in and jabbing something into your side. It turned out it was just his fingernail and his thumb pressing into me. But that guy was a meth dealer and meth addict, and he was drunk. So I tell you that story to let you know that an attack can happen at any time. And even when you're prepared and you train, unfortunately, sometimes there's just no getting away from it. And it's okay. Majority of attacks or soldiers' responses on the battlefield, they freeze. Over 90% of World War II soldiers reported that they also urinated themselves and or defecated when the fighting began, and the most intense fighting. That's 90% that came forward and admitted that. And that just says, it goes to show you that there were probably a lot more than that that did not want to admit. Because it's embarrassing. Lieutenant Colonel retired Dave Grossman wrote in his book called On Combat, which is a whole scientific breakdown into combatology, as he calls it, in the study of combat. And he goes in detail into the physiological, psychological, neurological response to a traumatic crisis situation where your heart rate goes north of 145 beats per minute into what he calls condition red. There is nothing to be ashamed about. It is a self-protection mechanism that's part of the oldest portion of our brain. They call it the reptilian brain because it's the oldest evolutionary part. So, I leave that with you. Train like your life depends on it. You don't rise to the occasion. You fall to your level of training. So, I'll leave you with that.